Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Certified Hypnotist James Dayley and Master EFT Practitioner. Right now what I'd like to do is teach you the basic recipe. The very first thing that we do is we find an issue that's going on in our life, either something that is causing us pain, either it be physical or emotional. And then you want to evaluate where you are on that. So to know where you are in your pain or your anxiety or whatever it is that you're tapping on, the very first step is to assess where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being if it's pain, the most painful thing that you've been going through and you're on your way to the emergency room. 1 being that it's something that you can tolerate and it's something that's just a bit of an irritation. So now think of it in your mind. Once you've figured it out, come up with a statement for that issue and come up with a mark between 1 to 10. Now let's suppose that your issue is at an 8, and that's pretty severe. It's almost to the point where you're going to take yourself to the emergency room, or perhaps not. Now once you're there, the first thing you do is you come up with your issue. And you want to do the setup statement at least 3 times. So to give you an example, the very first point that you want to do is you want to rub on the tender spots of your chest right here. I find it's easier to rub it this way, but you can rub it simply by doing it this way. Find the spot by just pressing until you find a spot that's a little bit more tender. Once you've located it, you just rub that spot and then repeat after me 3 times while you're rubbing it. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. And then you proceed with the sequence. And I'll just do the sequence. You do it 3 times. The first tapping point is above the eyes, the side of the eyes, under the eyes, on the cheeks, under the nose, and I'll usually roll my lips, under the nose, on the chin, on the collarbone, under the arms, about 3 inches below the armpit, about where a woman's bra strap would be. What we call the kidney spot, which is just below the rib cage. 3 spots on the wrist, and then the top of the head. And that's the sequence. It's very forgiving. If you get it out of sequence, that's perfectly fine. I find that if you're tapping on a particular spot and it either hurts or it feels good, maybe you want to tap a little bit harder and a little bit more at that spot. When you tap, all you need to do is tap 4 to 7 times on each of the spots. It doesn't have to be a great deal of pressure, but just enough. So let's proceed. Now the first sequence, we just basically talk about the issue. So we don't even have to say the setup statement. It's simply like this. You start tapping on above the eyes, and you just say this issue, this problem, whatever the pain is. You try to break it down to 1 word. This issue, this issue, this issue, this issue, this issue, this issue. Repeat 2 more times. This issue, 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 this issue. 1 more time. This issue, 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 this issue. Once you've done the sequence 3 times, you reassess. On a scale of 1 to 10, has your issue moved? And if it's moved between an 8 down to a 5, proceed. If it's still there, just keep working on it. And keep repeating this process over and over until you bring the issue all the way down to a 2 or below. And once it's reached a 2 or below, you want to lock it in at that. And that's when we do the gamut procedure. And it's basically done like this. You find this little spot between the small knuckle and the ring finger in the hand, and you just tap on that spot repeatedly. And while you're tapping on that spot, you repeat your setup issue 3 times. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I deeply love and accept myself. And then, while continuing to tap, close your eyes tight, open your eyes looking straight ahead, look hard down to the right, straight ahead, hard down to the left, straight ahead, roll your eyes all the way around one way, and then all the way back around the other way, and then hum a happy tune. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hum again. And just like that, now you're done. You've locked it in. Check and see where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10. And that's the basic recipe.